Alright, let's look at this question together. Billy bought 4/5 as many pen as ruler and 2/3 as many ruler as eraser. He paid a total of 130 for all the stationery. The ratio of the amount of money he spent on the pen to the amount of money he spent on the ruler was 2:3. The ratio of the money he spent on the pen to the amount of money he spent on the eraser was 1:4. Each ruler cost 50 cents. Find the total number of stationery Billy bought. Okay, so when you read the question, you realize there's two things inside there. One is the quantity, that means how many pen and how many ruler he bought. The other one is about money. Okay, so there's for this type of question, usually you will need to plot two model, one for the quantity and one for the money. So let's start to plot the one on the quantity first. I'm going to show you step by step how I do it, and also my thinking behind how I draw the model. Okay, so Billy bought 4/5 as many pen as ruler. So as usual, I will put a model for pen and ruler, and I say 4/5, so it's 4 unit against 5 unit. Now I need to draw the second part. He bought 2/3 as many ruler as eraser. So this is 2/3 of the eraser. So which means that technically, if this is 5 unit, I need to add another 2.5 unit. But as usual, I try to avoid working on decimal point or fraction for unit. So what I can do is I just simply multiply this by 2. Okay, I become 10 unit. If this is 10 unit, I can easily add a 5 unit here and say that the eraser is 15 unit. And I will satisfy the condition of 2:3. So I show you how I draw the model. So now my ruler is 10 unit, my eraser is 15 unit, so it's 2/3. And same thing, I here multiply by 2, it will remain 4/5. So I satisfied this condition correctly. Okay, so next we look at the money part. Okay, the money part says that the ratio of the money that he spent on the pen to the money he spent on the ruler was 2:3. And each ruler cost 50 cents. So if he bought 10 units of ruler, which we don't know how many, 10 units of ruler, we know that each one is going to cost 50 cents. Okay, and we know the money they spend on the pen versus the ruler is 2:3. So I just call it two parts. I call this 3 parts. Okay, so this is the total money that he spent. 2 parts and 3 parts. Next, the ratio of the money that he spent to the pen to the money that he spent to the eraser is 1/4. So actually the money he spent on eraser is 4 times the pen. So let's look at it. Pen is 2p. The money that he spent must be 8p. Okay, because it's 4 times. So now we know that he total spent $130. It's stated in the question, he spent 130 for everything. So we know he spent 130. We know that this one, 8p plus 3p plus 2p is 13p. So we know that 13p will give me $130. P is equal to $10. So every p is $10. Okay. So now we know that 10 unit times 50 cents will give me 3p. Okay, where 10 unit is actually the number of ruler that he bought. Okay, the quantity itself. So we say that 10 units times 50 cents will give me 3p, and we know that p is $10. So 10 unit times 50 cents is $30. And we take 10 unit here, 30 divided by 50 cents, the dollar and dollar will cancel, you will left with 60. So every unit is 60. So this is quantity. Okay, every unit is 6. Okay, so the total number of stationery that he bought 8 unit plus 10 unit plus 15 unit. So 8 unit plus 10 unit plus 15 unit is 33 unit. Each unit is 6. So 33 times 6 is 198. So the total number of stationery that he bought is 198. Okay, hope it helps.